And this is now a special hour. Straight ahead, fighting for closure and clinging to the American dream. President Obama's $75 billion mortgage makeover plan. Who qualifies and how will it help you? Our focus this hour, helping struggling homeowners right here in the CNN newsroom. So here is who we are talking to this hour. Rob Holly is a realtor in Atlanta, a franchise owner of Century 21 Holly Realty. And Bob Moulton is a lender, the president of Americana Mortgage Group. He's in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Steve Woodall is one of millions of Americans trying to avoid foreclosure, but actually thinking that it just might be his only option. He's lost about all this. His job scenario changed a bit, but sadly, his house, well, the worth is less than what he actually owes on it. He is joining us from Tampa. And as always, our Josh Lev is fielding your iReport, Facebook, and email questions. All right, so let's begin this conversation. Steve, I want to begin with you because your situation is duplicated many times over across the country. Here you live in Tampa, Florida. You bought your home for a pretty sizable figure, what, $270,000, but now it is upside down. Your job scenario changed. You're no longer making as much money as you once did, but that didn't change how much you owe per month. What, your mortgage now represents about 50% of your take-home pay?
Right.
Okay, so when you hear about this mortgage modification plan, Steve, does this feel like this is going to be the solution for you? Do you feel like you can now save your home?
Yeah, I don't know what to think at this point. When I just started the process of calling my mortgage company last month, and they didn't really have a lot. They were like, well, wait until, the Obama stimulus comes out in March. But realistically, they told me that they can't really do anything unless I don't make my payments. And I'm not sure what to do at this point.
And you hate hearing that, right? Because here you are, you've been paying your mortgage, and you, like all of us, think that you want to keep your credit in good standing, so you want to pay your bills on time. But by getting this kind of runaround, you're actually considering now foreclosure as an option?
Well, the deal is with the house payment being 50% of your take-home income, we had a baby, my wife is no longer working. It's not a sustainable path that we're on, that something needs to change, and we're just trying to figure out what to do. At this point, I would rather have cash than good credit. We don't need anything. I'd rather have an emergency fund. We're not able to save. We don't have life insurance. Ideally, it's valuable to me to be able to give, and we're just living paycheck to paycheck, and it's just not sustainable. So we're trying to figure out, well, what option do we have?
And when you talk about, saving your cash, meaning you're even considering just not paying your mortgage for a few months, pocketing that money so that you have it, I guess, as a safety net, and you're willing to just kind of roll the dice and see what happens next?
Exactly. I mean, we're so upside down in the house. I feel like I'm following the mortgage company's rules, and they flat out told me, hey, you get a file assigned to you. You tell them all your finances. They assign you to a specialist or something. That takes 30-plus days. And then by the time they get your file, it takes another 30-plus days for them to contact you. And they tell you that if you make a payment, your file, you lose your line, your file's wiped away. And so
very confusing messages here you're getting from your own lenders.
Right. I don't want to lose my house, but I also can't continue to be at the pace that we're at right now.
Okay, so I know that you reached out to your lenders. You have 2 interest-only loans, and it's not that this was necessarily balloon payments, that things just kind of skyrocketed with interest rates. But in your situation, since your job changed, your income changed, it meant that, I guess, the proportion of your paycheck, how much was going to your mortgage, then became pretty sizable and unmanageable. Did you feel like you were getting all the answers from your lenders when you made the phone calls?
Kind of. One of them, I have one mortgage that's interest only, and then a second mortgage that's a 30-year fixed, and it's a 7-year ARM. So one of them was not helpful, the second really at all, and then the first one was the one that told me basically, they take your information over the phone, but if you make a payment, you lose your spot. and the whole process until someone contacts me.
Okay, so Steve, you are in this predicament. You're hearing it now. You're hearing all these experts with all different kinds of opinions. Are you hearing anything that is giving you a new idea or kind of a new lease on this point forward with your situation, your upside down or underwater home, and whether you keep it and whether you foreclose? You hearing anything you like, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I like that there's a possibility to potentially lower my payment, but it doesn't. I don't know the outlook for am I going to regroup on my payment? You know, I have basically 5 years left on my adjustable mortgage, and am I going to be back to where I can refinance, or am I going to regroup on that $100,000 I'm upside down in 5 years? Who knows? I guess I'm hearing some positive to lower my payment, which is what I want to do, but then I'm still sinking money in a lost asset. So
yeah.
I'm not sure yet. I'm still praying about it.
What's this doing to your family, your relations at home? You got a 4-month-old baby at home. Your wife's at home. Is this stressing you guys out? I mean, you're having a hard time even enjoying your new baby because you're worried about the bills and this mortgage.
I mean, yeah, there definitely is an extra sense of stress. My wife is very great and supportive in whatever we do, and having the baby is a great thing. He's awesome. Ultimately, I definitely believe the Lord's our provider, and so we're trusting it's all going to work out. Still, that's why I called Rob last month. Hey man, what should I do? I still don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
And what did you say to him, Rob? Why would you want to choose foreclosure?
Mine is just because I don't feel like I'm on a sustainable path. I don't need anything at this point. I would rather have cash than credit. And I'm to the point that I guess take advantage of my youth in regroup, hurt my credit, store up a bunch of cash, and start over in a few years.
So it sounds like, Steve, you really do have to try again. I know you've talked to your lenders repeatedly, but it sounds like maybe as a result of the rollout this week, you got to go back to them again and see if there's any wiggle room for you. Do you feel confident about doing that, Steve?
Yeah, I actually called them again before coming on, and now you get a voicemail that basically says, put together your pay stubs, your W-2s, your expenses, any debt. You have to put all that stuff together. I'm not sure if you send it in or you just go over it over the phone, but right now it's they're just outlining, hey, the plan is just rolled out. We don't know many details. Put this stuff together, and then over the next few weeks we'll let you know. I guess that is positive, but again, some people are probably need an answer a little bit faster.
Steve, you're going to have the last word because we're really concerned about you. We want you and your 4-month-old and wife to stay in your home. Last question that you might have or concern, anything. You can button this whole thing up for us.
I don't have any other questions. It's been very helpful, and we'll see what happens. We're just going to keep praying about it.
Okay, we're going to keep tabs with you because we want the best for you and everybody else who is in your situation. Steve Woodall, thanks so much.
My administration is committed to doing all that's necessary to address this crisis and lead us to a better day.
Right.
That's why we're moving forward with an economic agenda that will jumpstart job creation, restart lending, relieve responsible homeowners, and address the long-term economic challenges of our time. The cost of health care, our dependence on oil, and the state of our schools.
Hey, Steve, it's the producer. We just need to know how many fingers you got in your right hand.
Yeah, what are you saying? What do I need to do?
You're not hearing it?
I can hear him. I couldn't understand him.
He's asking you how many fingers are in your right hand.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I write rhymes then rhyme, right? Yeah, that about sums it up. But while some of them get crunk, I get stories and truths. I share views. See, I see why I cruise, choose the Fox News. I see in CNBC. CNBC, rather shown is crystal clear without a PCS phone. POS is known for heart.
I'm just afraid that we're screwed.